What's going on, everybody? Kevin Cage back with another crypto update. Happy Monday, and we have a bunch to go over in today's video, so I hope you enjoy. Hit that like button and let's get right into it. So we're going to go over this news first, and then I want to go over the list of acquisitions, acquisitions in progress, along with a bunch of strategic investments that were made throughout 2026. Alright, let's get right into it. So last month in July, we had Ripple receiving its full EU authorization for a MiCA crypto asset service provider license from Luxembourg's CSSF. So think of them as Luxembourg's regulatory body, kind of like the UK or United Kingdom's FCA, the Financial Conduct Authority. I think that's the acronym, and then even Japan's FSA. I guess for the United States, imagine if we combined all the bodies, the OCC, the SEC, the CFTC, into one big agency. Now, please stick around because I want to show you how big Luxembourg actually is when it comes to funding, because they are the second largest in the world. And the TLDR is with this EMI license, we can see 30 nations can now collect, exchange, and pay out via Ripple payments. So even just going to Luxembourg, we can see they are the largest investment fund center in Europe, the second largest in the world after the United States. So Ripple has a method to the madness, they have a plan, and now they just got a stamp of approval from Luxembourg. Since Europe is actually providing crypto regulation, unlike the Clarity Act, which seems to be getting delayed. I was trying to pull this link up, but I was having issues actually getting it to pull up. But I mean, yeah, even if this is off a bit, we can see over 7 trillion euros in net assets under management. And it also says right below that, serving as a primary hub for cross-border investment distribution to more than 80 countries. So again, a huge center, a giant investment hub in Europe. Kind of like what I was saying in the last video with SBI being also a major distribution partner for Ripple's tech stack, even with their acquisition of that one exchange. So to quickly summarize this blog, they even say a little bit down below that Ripple is one of a small number of digital asset firms to hold a full MiCA authorization and one of the most licensed crypto companies in the world with over 75 regulatory licenses globally. Even in the survey right here, we have 72% of European fintechs agree that digital asset solutions will become a required offering for FIs. So what does that mean? Digitalization, tokenization, all of that is basically guaranteed. It's just the path to get there, and how bumpy it is the question. I've been through a lot of bear markets, and I know that this one isn't fun whatsoever, but the future of tokenization, the crypto asset class, all of it is still coming. And then lastly, I saw a really big number I want to read, and that is right here. So we have Ripple CASP, or that crypto asset service provider license, lands at a moment when the market case for stablecoin-based payments has never been stronger. Global stablecoin volume, or transaction volume, reached $33 trillion in 2025, so that was just last year, surpassing global credit card volume. So that is not a prediction, that is discussing what has already happened. So we are looking back, and stablecoin transaction volume is already higher than global credit card volume. So even looking at Ripple payments numbers right here, we can see over 100 billion in total volume processed. We have 20 plus banking partners, over 60 major markets, 51 real-time payment rails. What do you think that number is going to be in 5 to 10 years? Not financial advice, just my opinion, but I think we are in the trillions. And the thing I want to really emphasize is think about the future. We talked about the trillions of dollars, all the predictions from a variety of groups, BCG, you name it, but the companies or the crypto projects that have the highest probability of survival are the ones that are going to be regulated. So yeah, I know a lot of people do not like XRP or the company Ripple, but my bet is that they're going to be around when things are flourishing. We already know a bunch of acquisitions that they've gone through in the past, and just even now, I know that they're focusing a lot on Europe, but in my opinion, not financial advice, they believe that the Clarity Act will get passed eventually, so they're still making moves accordingly. So let's go over this. I put this tweet out a few days back, just going over Ripple updates since the last post. So a list of acquisitions that are either completed or in progress, along with strategic investments. So let's go through each of these groups. So first up, we have this group, as soon as I pull it up, the Solvexia, if I'm pronouncing that right. So Ripple Treasury actually acquired them. So basically, all the banks that are using Ripple Treasury's platform can now automate their reconciliation and compliance reporting. So this is boring, but very, very important and useful. And there are too many groups now. It was so much simpler, 5 years ago. But we have Ripple Treasury powered by G Treasury. Now, when we go even to G Treasury on their website, treasury.ripple.com, we can see over $12.5 trillion in payments volume. So basically, just Solvexia is for this Treasury platform for automating reconciliation and a bunch of reporting. And next, we have BC Payments Australia. Now, to my knowledge, don't quote me, I believe that this acquisition is still in progress. But basically, they are a banking circle subsidiary, and that is the whole point, is this AFSL license, this Australian financial services license that comes with it. So they buy a company or acquire a company, and then they unlock a regulated country. And we've been pretty much seeing Ripple follow this playbook in a variety of areas. And basically, exactly like it says right here in this Yahoo Finance blog. Just becoming fully compliant with local regulations and Ripple payments being able to do all of this throughout Australia. Combining traditional banking rails with digital assets. And below that, we have Notabene, a strategic investment, and this is more so recent, but this is a really big organization. So this came out a couple weeks back on July 23rd, and we can see that they are the operator of the world's largest open network for regulated on-chain transactions. And so they are directly integrating the Ripple global payments ecosystem and the Ripple US dollar stablecoin with their network, which facilitates over $2 trillion in annualized transaction volume. And this network is good size. We can see that they span over 2,300 connected institutions, over 100 global jurisdictions, and over 280 customers, tier 1 banks, custodians, fintechs, exchanges, the whole shebang. So all you need to know about this, I don't know what they actually invested or the amount, but the Ripple US dollar is being integrated directly into them. And as we can see a little bit lower, we have B2B and agentic stablecoin transactions, pull payments, recurring payments, and automated invoicing solutions. And remember this agentic stablecoin stuff because we're also going to go over the T54 Labs. Next, we have two groups. So we have this Xylo and this Liquido. Both are strategic investments. And so we've already gone over these in the last video and checked out their websites, but I can, open these up really quick. Basically, they're trusted by State Street, Citi, a bunch of large groups, and now Ripple, obviously, with an investment. With the Xylo, you can learn more at xylo.co.uk. They are basically a digital record keeper for investment funds. And they look to have some good certifications and be somewhat regulated, obviously being used by Citi and giant organizations, the legacy, old guard organizations that send a huge amount of money, or at least manage it. And then we have this Liquido, a tokenization solution and trading platform for digital ownership and asset liquidity. So Liquido, liquid. And so just the looks of them, and again, we can see their stated mission down below, just going over the XRP ledger with their 10 plus year track record, consistent uptime, and zero exploits. And I can't emphasize enough how important that is, because for blockchains to be used and even be interoperable with a lot of the big players, whether it's public, private, or hybrid, you need to have a good record. Using some brand new chain that has never been tried and true is very risky. And if we just do a control find for the word mission, actually it's probably on the About Us page. Right there. To unlock $10 trillion in money market funds liquidity for tokenization and collateral utility. So we already discussed Liquido, but it's basically about money market fund liquidity and using the Ripple US dollar as the cash leg or the cash side of every single trade, and this is settling on the XRPL. And last but not least, but arguably one of the ones that excites me most with agentic finance and AI agents is T54 Labs. So I actually tweeted this list out and then I forgot about them as soon as I saw them in my feed, so I had to make sure I included them. If there are any others, like relevant investments and moves by Ripple for this year, please let me know, because I'm still probably missing a few. But let's go over T54 Labs. I have a few links pulled up that we can dive into, even the website. So basically, according to Forbes, we have Chandler Fang left Ripple to build the verification and fraud layer that decides whether AI agents can be trusted to spend your money. Ripple just backed it with $5 million. So I think this was founded in 2025, and he is an ex-Ripple engineer. And then we got this news up here. I'm still confused about the actual amounts because it says that T54 Labs raised $5 million in a seed round from Anagram, Franklin Templeton, the company Ripple, and others. I just don't know what amount Ripple invested. But all you need to know about T54 Labs, and we'll show the connections to the XRP ledger and the Ripple US dollar, is this is a startup building a trust layer for agentic AI, offering identity verification and other tools across blockchain networks. And if you go right to their website at T54 we can see this. Then when you go under products, we can see the XRPL X402 facilitator. AI agents pay for services using XRP and the Ripple US dollar. And why this is interesting is, there's a bunch of reasons, but we can see in June with MasterCard launching Agent Pay for machines. When we scroll down and we can see the companies, it is a big list, so it's not like it's just Ripple, but we can see we have Stripe, Coinbase, Solana, a lot of the big players. We obviously have Ripple, but we also have T54 Labs. We have Stripe and Tempo, of course. So basically just thinking about the future problems with AI agents, they're going to be starting to spend money more and more. Booking services for you, maybe ordering groceries, paying invoices, and even machine-to-machine payments without a human in the loop, having to manually approve everything. And the financial system that we built, before all of this and this, change with AI, everything was built for humans to verify everything, not really building the system that actually verifies the machines themselves. So when you look at T54 Labs, just understand it's about knowing your agents like KYC, but knowing the AI or who built the agents, what model's running it, and which human or people or department does it answer to. And this is all really important components, a real-time risk engine that can flag any weird behavior before any money moves. So we have an individual and also a business, and we can see for the individual, we have identity and verification, we have the risk and the frauds you can measure, predict, and defend, and then we even have the platform itself. So all of the above, verified identity and decisions, they flow directly into supported payment rails, so that all of the autonomy or the actions of your agents are actually safe and protected. Because AI is not perfect, so there's going to be, I guarantee, some crazy AI black swans where some agent mishandles money or something really bad happens. I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think that's just the world we're heading to. Think about, SPF, but multiplied by a huge sum with AI agents that did something wrong. Whether it's a hallucination or bypassing a guardrail. But even in this MasterCard blog, I'll just do a control find for Ripple to read the quotes. We have the XRP ledger and the Ripple US dollar are built so enterprises can let agents transact at machine speed within rules the chain itself enforces, with settlements in seconds, predictable costs, programmable compliance, and a full audit trail so agents can only ever do what they are authorized to do. And this is literally in the blog of MasterCard's machine payments launch, so just keep that in mind. And remember, this is not just Ripple and T54, I just wanted to show you that they are included with a bunch of big partners. Alright, and if you guys haven't seen this already, I am just overall really excited for the new AI quant tool that's going to be coming to iTrust, along with the crypto loans. Because we know that being able to lend on digital assets or XRP holdings, even precious metals or stocks like Apple, Nvidia, that's been wanted for a really long time. So it's awesome that there's going to be interoperability. They're working on, if you have stocks with other custodians, that you're able to transfer your stocks directly to iTrust. And then whether you have a premium custody account or a Roth IRA for tax-free growth, you can trade crypto, precious metals, and stocks all together, swapping between them, and that's a big deal. Obviously, the Clarity Act coming sooner than later would help all of this move faster, but we do need to have a lot more liquidity developing for, proper borrowing. And basically, from the announcement itself for the trading, they're saying that you can pick whatever crypto assets you want to trade. There's going to be auto buys and sells with any predefined signals or whatever triggers that you set. And you can have risk parameters, and you can basically turn it on or off. Now, I have a few questions about what are those predefined signals or triggers. Is it going to be a percent-based move? Is it going to be moving averages, indicators like RSI, etc.? And what I'd like to see, I tweeted this out, so this is my speculation, this is not announced, this is not inside information whatsoever, this is me just completely guessing. I would love to see as everything matures, because we know that this development, they're aiming for Q4, is it going to be kind of like 3 commas where they have trailing stops or even trailing take profits? Could there be, predefined buy zones, and how's that going to look? And then even better, I would really like auto rebalancing. I think that would be amazing for a Roth IRA. And then even more advanced features like backtesting to look at a strategy you're considering to run and looking at how it would have performed in this time frame and just looking at the past. And the best part about all of this is we are finally starting to see institutional grade tools that are becoming available for everyday individual investors in a market that runs 24/7. So I'll have iTrust linked in the top of the YouTube video description, as well as the first link in my link tree, and this is where I've had my Roth IRA since January of 2020. And you get a $100 funding bonus once you use my link and you fund your first account, whether it's a Roth IRA for tax-free growth or a PCA. And I can't emphasize enough, if you don't have an account, please consider it. You can go talk to your CPA or a licensed professional. But getting your structure right now while everybody's just waiting on the Clarity Act is absolute key. Remember the Genius Act, it was delayed and then boom, out of nowhere. So thank you guys so much for watching, let me know your thoughts down below, and I will catch you in the next video.